Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the exciting, innovating, and amazing Propagandacast with me, host ImperialDane, the one and only master propaganda who looks like defender of the fatherland. Or if you told one me one owner, you guessed it is Pachino Stalemate in the northwest. It is Snailman. I figured out from a quick translation tool usage there, basically just in Greek, but fighting for freedom, democracy, and liberty. Here with the 3rd Infantry Division in the southeast of this German army under the command of ImperialDane himself, fighting here for Germany, Deutschland. The Göring Fallschirmpanzerdivision here with Breakthrough. We got Ralph Squad Scouts out here, and we got Special Operations out of Snailman, or Slugman was the other alternative translation provider there. But for now, Dull Pioneers Grenadiers again. We're seeing a downtick in Kettenkrad openings because they're a bit more vulnerable in the current, metagame, which again is like, people use Kettenkrads enough, people start countering them, people stop using them, the counters vanish. So it's one of those things that tie back and forth. But as always, big hearty thanks to my Patreon supporters for the continued generous and wonderful support of the Propagandacast, and a big thanks to those who keep commenting and liking on my videos. We're off here to the first shots here, Scott was the Grenadiers. I'm with my force here for the center, mostly to protect against a push towards the fuel point and ours occupying the buildings. It tends to be quite common on Pachino, I find as of late, like, if you don't rush that side, they'll rush your side. So you kind of have to be prepared to some extent. It does also make them out a bit repetitive in that sense at the moment. But certainly, particularly on the west side, your opponents get to occupy the house and the fuel point. Things get a bit tough. This here's a bit less tough. But it does mean, for example, at least I just find myself rushing that building fast. Up north, the Ralph Squad moving in there. Occupying here, of course, trying to get ideas to what my opponent is doing. 2nd Grenadiers Squad moving northwards over the Karnat 2K. Bolt action rifles in the south, pioneers pushing forwards. The Göring Fallschirmpanzerdivision was the Luftwaffe's only panzer division. It would later be expanded into a full panzer corps. That was the late 1944 into 45, but it also had 8 panzer grenadier divisions, then also created alongside that, and a Panzer Fusilier Battalion, which has also been the only armored half-track unit and also mechanized in a sense unit of the Göring. Beyond that, I think they never really had many half-tracks, so little series of fun facts there. MD42 following up here, Pioneers closing in Mr. Ralph Squad. As the Grenadiers close, you can see there, Snailman trying to get the drop on the Pioneers instead explosive help to Grenadier fire here. Other squad continues to be here until I got the machine gun out. I don't want my opponent rushing into that building and denying it. South side Pioneers being engaged with the Ralph Squad coming in with their M1 Garants. We got the MG42 team moving in there. Pioneers are losing Ludwig here. 2 heavy rifle fire there. And we got the other squad moving in. Of course, now I do leave this building open, but at the same time, can't sit around it forever either. That's obviously not ideal either. MG42 sitting up to catch Ralph Squad here. Grenadiers flanking in here. Catching here Snailman's forces in a bit of a prickly position. Gonna go here for MP40s. Soon enough. The machine pistol in 40. And we got the Panzer Grenadier Company going to go for a faster tier 2 building here. Move there, basically. In part because I want to get some Panzer Grenadiers out here to hit back at his riflemen specifically, but also in case it goes for fast Greyhound, I do also want access to the Pack 40. So in that sense, I feel currently incentivized to go for the fast Panzer Grenadier Company. Not go for too heavy tier 1. Though again, there are plenty of armored players who do go for heavy tier 1s, and that's definitely not a bad strategy at all. It's just, I'm currently not quite always finding myself working, plus I do like the Panzer Grenadiers. So, that's kind of my logic there. Pioneers here being engaged with the Rifle Corps Grenadiers, so got the MP40s on the way here. Plus, generally, I'm just trying to, push hard in these Wehrmacht Panzer Grenadier strategies, because the Wehrmacht Panzer Grenadiers are notably better, and also there's some really nice light effects there, by the way. They really improved the graphics slightly with this recent patch. Then we've got more out here for Snailman. Very common choice, of course, versus the Germans if they've got an MD42 out here. Grenadiers taking nasty hit here. No losses, but we'll have to withdraw. MD42 inside the church would also have to reposition because also that's going to be targeted, of course, here with the American mortar. And there you go, Panzer Grenadiers squad on the way. South side Pioneers catching the scouts here by the ruins of the orphanage. Popping out machine gun, Grenadiers moving forwards with their bolt action rifles, of course. Close to an actual squad, the squad leader would actually equipped with an MP40 or the, Sturmgewehr. Fun fact there. There'd also typically been an assistant squad leader who'd equipped with a G43 or a submachine gun, possibly as well. Little fun facts there, and of course an actual squad also been more closer to 10 to 12 men, and of course separating into like fire teams. And of course in that sense this does represent more, you know, a German fire team. But anyways, Panzer scored out of the Sturmgewehre. Package reinforcing. I will need healing for the Grenadiers. I'm going to keep them around here because otherwise they're just going to like suffer quick losses and they're not going to do me a lot of good, except bleed me manpower. So obviously while they're doing nothing there, I'd say just not losing that manpower and having my opponent like, you know, free experience is much better. Machine being pushed back here by the Americans, attacking here from cell buildings. Good push there out of Snailman, capturing westwards here. Mortar course blasting away. Back at his base, we got, of course, the captain out. We got the medical station. No real indicators what it's going to go for right away. We got that Panzer escort there heading northwards. Then going to flank from north, machine gun grenaded. Here's by way of make a big mistake into my opponent. It's utterly obliterated. As you've withdrawn here, I should have expected the grenades. I did not. That's a big tactical mistake there of me. Thumbs down. And of course he makes off with it. So that was definitely me slipping up there. Always, you know, against America, particularly low health machine guns, you do not keep it out loud like that. That was just a very bad call by me. And I'm also going to try to get it back here, but that's obviously going to fall significantly short. So that's a big win for my opponent in the early game. I'm going for the pack forward here because I don't know if it's going to go for bars or again the fast Greyhound. Of course, I played against this guy a few times before, and so far he's typically gone for fast bars, but the problem is, of course, if you always assume your opponent's going to do exactly the same thing, they can catch you off guard. So I'm assuming he might try to sneak out a Greyhound against me. Also nice to smoke there, dodging my bomb grenade that way. Cheeky but smart play there. Flamethrowers out here. At this point, I'm actually going to transfer out eventually one of my Grenadier squads for a Panzer Grenadier squad, so I can just get more Panzer Grenadiers faster. Because I do find that the new Panzer Grenadiers perform very well, in particular with some veterans. We do get the bosses again. Overall, very similar strategy to what I've sort of experienced from them so far. But again, I want to make sure I don't, like, you know, get blindsided because, you know, I make a bad assumption like that. So, I still have the Pack 40 out there, but I will, of course, want to see the barred up riflemen start pushing for more Panzer Grenadiers. And here, make use of the very useful breakthrough ability, allowing me to enter the fuel point right outside of space neutral. Spotting my MD-42 there, well, what was my MD-42. Rifleman pushing forward to the BARs, laying down hayfire against the Grenadiers. And we got a second Panzer Grenadier squad on the way. Though, of course, worth noting when it comes to Luftwaffe and having army, sort of ground forces, they didn't just have a Panzer Division, they also had multiple infantry divisions. In fact, they had those before, I believe, the Panzer Grenadier Division and the Panzer Division. So, little fun fact there. Another route squad here for Snailman. Still with break from able to, like, just quickly push through, start grabbing a lot of points here. And there you go, second Panzer Grenadier squad ready, and of course going for that officers' quarters there as well. So I can get them up to veterans 1, but also crucially start heading to 2 and 3 faster. So we got 454 versus 343 here. So far I've got the lead here over Snailman. Mortar moving in. Panzer Grenadiers moving forward in the larger group here for maximized firepower there. Only something about in the south, there we go. And we got the Grenadiers all the way up here again. Kind of also forced me to withdrawing units like of some combat value to deal with the Grenadiers. North here, Rob squad being attacked, we got the 2 Panzer squads moving in. Center there, we got the machines up shop here, and we got the mortar moving in to support the southern push. Grenadiers are slightly drawing away. Meanwhile up north, the push continues. Snailman here, desperately ordering his men to form up more cohesive defense, but against this many Panzer Grenadiers moving through here, it's not going to go well. Going for the support elements so they can start pushing for the Sturmgeschütze. Grenadiers punishment from several sides here. Again, have a suspicious guys machine around him, in which case the Pioneers, of course, flank while the Grenadiers draw the fire of the machine gun. This is always a good tactic to keep in mind, like, you know, dealing with machine gun units. So, you know, essentially on its own, the trick is to, like, you know, use one unit, in this case the Grenadiers, to draw the fire of the machine gun and have another unit flank. Of course, at the moment, there are some issues with certain machine guns being able to, like, instantly turn around and pivot. In particular, I noticed it's the American 30 cal that's almost instantaneous pivot. And this one also seemed to pivot pretty fast. So I don't know, maybe it's just a thing with the American machine guns, even the capture ones, I don't know. But there's definitely a bit of wonk there. But even, like, assuming that gets fixed by the, you know, eventually, and you watch this sometime in the future again, that is how you want to do it. Like, you know, you have a unit bait out the machine gun, and then you have another unit that can typically, like, do the damage very fast, like the flamethrower team here, to then do the deed. So that's a little piece of advice there. And of course, you can also use artillery, smoke, and whatnot. I mean, if you don't, say, have access to immediate smoke or anything like that, this is a nice, simple tactic. North here, Panzerman Fort, catching last quarter, immediately dropping Lewis. Mortar on the victory point in the south, alongside the Ralph Squad. Scouts also pushing forwards here. And there you go, GS push back here by the mighty Panzergrenadiere. It's the backbone of the German Panzerwaffe. Ralph Squad to the Panzergrenadiers here.
We are losing control of a sector.
And typically there'd be 2 Panzer Grenadier regiments in a Panzer division. That was, of course, a total of 4 Panzer Grenadier battalions. One of those been in armored half-tracks, the other 3 would have been in trucks. They're all fun back then in terms of organisation. Ralph Squad closing in here, Panzer Grenadiers, Ralph Squad as well, with MP40s, the machine pistol in 40. 30 cal MP42 moving in here. Attacking from several sides, not much going in the battle group wise, out of him or from me. But I can, there we go, push for the Stug. The Sturmgeschütz 3 Ausführung G. Moving in, and while on paper most Panzer division did not directly have access to Stugs, from roughly 1943 to mid-1944, there was this thing where basically after 1942 and the loss of them Stalingrad and, North Africa, well, 1943, basically each Panzer division did lose a Panzer battalion, but until mid-1943, they kind of pulled this sort of like trick where they basically just, on paper, off the paper basically, just replaced that with a Stug battalion, or battery, to then make up for the lost tanks, and that was basically happening until like mid-1944, at which point I guess they just kind of figure, yeah, that's not something to keep affording. So it's a little fun note. You'll see some bits actually mentioned, and again others don't. But it was something that happened, and then some divisions will obviously, access to that. But it's most something you see more directly by the time of Normandy, where again, some of the divisions have that, and some of the divisions don't. Anyways, Panzers moving around here, Grenadiers as well. We've got the Stug moving forwards, adding the pinot machine gun. And there you go, transfer out the other Grenadier squads. Now I have 3 squads of Panzer Grenadiers for the Sturmgewehr. Meanwhile, we got SSF Commander out here with Snailman, which goes on to 4 squads of Riflemen and SSF Commander squad. That's a lot of infantry, though, of course. I do have a fair amount of infantry as well, as of course both of us do have a good amount of infantry. South side here, Stug catching the scouts here. Further south, we got Ralph Scott pushing off the pioneers. Centerwards, he's tanking from several sides here. I'm basically scattered all over the place. I can't really put up an effective effort at the moment because it's, well, not really cohesive. There you go, quick breach here. Pushing through there, we got the SSF Commander up shot there with the Johnson light machine guns, mortifying the Stug. Not going to do too much here. Well, in theory, if it actually hit in the actual on top, it could actually do some damage. Anyways, back here, troops reinforcing, healing. Panzer Grenadiers, Pioneers setting out. And sending in troops to clear up the south side against that Rav squad. Commandos and Panzers, they're fighting out. A duel there. And we even got a second SSF Commander squad out here for Snailman. So that puts them up to a total of 6 squads of infantry, which is typically what I describe as the normal maximum, like, you should have. Like, and that even like requires you to be fairly good at handling that much infantry. Like some players might actually struggle to handle like 6, but I'd say on average most, with some training, can handle 6 squads of infantry. Of course, beyond that, I mean, you could go for 7, but at that point most players just start blobbing immensely. At which point I'd certainly not recommend doing it. So far it is worth noting that Snailman is not blobbing up, at least for now, despite having 7 squads of infantry. So you might just be able to do it. And again, done correctly, this can be, well, 6 squads of infantry can be really tough to deal with because again, just pushing from all manner angles, and in case of just barred up Rifleman commandos, each of them are pretty much a sizable threat, in particular the SSF commandos. And of course, you can also just operate 2 of them together, which of course further creates issues to be, and still have like a lot of map control with that. So that of course makes things a fair bit more challenging to me, in particular since I don't have my MP42 because I misplayed it earlier. And there we go, again moving in, a lone Panzer Corps versus the Ralph and the Commandos. Stug rushing in here. And there we go, we do get the Willie Pete there, or White Phosphorus Grenade off. Stug rushing in here. Gonna go for the point blank blast. I'm gonna engage the commandos. There we go. Which helps, shall we say, equalize the fights a bit. Panzers and Center Court up north, the American forces pushing in. 13th Division is all over the place here, but doing a fairly good job of it at the moment. Also got the mechanized assault group here, but I'm going to go for another Stug because, well, either it's going to hit me with armor, or I'm going to have a second Stug to use point blank blast with to help blast through all the numbers. So either way, and I'm kind of covered there with the Stug.
Alarm. Sector overrun.
And again, it's with point blank blast, I'd say a lot of the, you know, magic with the Stug is. Of course, it does mean you require a fair amount of munitions to be able to consistently and reliably use it, but if you can, it's quite good. And if you've got enough Stugs, you can really just lay down some heavy fire. Heavy firing here in the south, we got the automatic fire ability activated in the Panzergrenadier. Some extra punch. Really good ability. Basically, it's kind of like, you know, tactical assault, except they don't immediately slow down, but they slowly slow down as the ability, like, you know, kicks off here. So it can be quite devastating under current circumstances, or correct circumstances. So far, a lot of back and forth here. Again, a lot of infantry. There's a player with not so much infantry, but of course, I do have the Stugs, so shall they help carry things a bit. There's second Stug going forwards. Pulling in here, Mortar nearby.
You have command points available.
Pioneers in the south push back. There we go, another point blank blast. There we go, half the squad gone. Commanders flanking in there. Almost got a wipe here. Again, point blank blast. Pretty good. Of course, it's worth noting, despite it saying point blank, it will still keep firing at them as long as you can see them. So it can, like, you know, occasionally get your wipe like that. It just needs to get close to start firing in the first place. North, a bit of harassment here. We got the Ralph Squad commanders flanking in there again. Really leveraging all that infantry aggressively against me. I'm just trying to, like, catch up. And of course, I have to, like, you know, group together my Panzer against, like, have a chance against his tactical grouping. So there's a lot going on here. And certainly I think more than anything highlights just how we're definitely seeing a lot more infantry after the various changes here in the patch, which I do like. Of course, the only sort of slight tactical hiccup is light vehicles, if the players go for them, particularly say, you know, oh, that could be right there, yup, that hurts obviously, but, you know, they can't, like a lot of light vehicles, like say the Achard or Greyhounds, obviously there can be some issues there, but Snailman here, by the way, clearly not a light vehicle kind of guy. Oh, bang grenade here. Bit of a bang there. We got automatic fire here. Wears off, though. A lot of automatic fire in there from the Americans. We can definitely displace a lot more with all those light machine guns. Bit of resource float there. Stugs roaming about here. At least I remember I got them and I start getting them moving again. And at this point, I'm going to be setting up for the mechanized assault group, for the half-pack, and of course, the Stars Torpedo. I'm going to flush out the MD-42 there. Then he's closing in with the taking a lot of fire. We got the Ralph Squad with the scout support pushing south at sea. And there you go, machine gun forced to vacate the premises. Stugs responding to the southern push here out of Snailman. And back here, we got the two Panzergrenadier squad to the delay, reinforcing and healing, plus the Grenadiers. This will, of course, delay the mechanized assault for a bit, but, you know, I'll actually go for another Panzergrenadier squad here instead of going for that. I mean, that works too. That works too.
Bastards have secured our territory from us.
And again, use that Fort Snailman. It's only one thing I've also noticed myself is, like, you know, there's a lot more players in general now going for the Baron Panzergrenadiers. They're like good, and eventually they become really good.
Is ready for use.
So of course I could stand to be a bit more active with my Stugs. I'm definitely like a chance to get them a bit too much already. Not ideal play there by me, obviously. Panzerman north, they catch the Ralph Squad, heavy automatic fire there. Again, caught out in the open. Not great for the Ralph Squad. Obviously, get put on them, and there go automatic fire here a bit as well. Captain here could actually go down if I get a bit lucky, or Snailman gets unlucky, and down he goes. Commander's still on the move there, laden with bazookas. No time to respond to that. Grenadiers, Panzer swinging as well. We got 279, 260. Snailman's done a pretty good job. They're closing the gap, and we got their rapid reduction and Blitzkrieg. Plus breakthrough tactics again. Really good ability, and especially if again you got a lot of troops. Then can actually really just snatch up large chunks of map very fast. Definitely means breakthrough sort of feels like, one of the better infantry battle groups, at least for my tastes.
Alarm. Sector overrun.
Much better. Troops withdrawing a bit here. Obviously, I don't want to just be blindly charging into the commandos. Of course, at the same time, I do want to hit them in point-blank blast. I really do. Trust me, I absolutely want to use point-blank blast. Easily one of my favorite abilities in CoH3 is just point-blank blast. And it's like, things like that ability, a lot of people just keep forgetting about when they talk about Stooges, because it's quite good when used correctly. But again, it does require a bit of understanding as to the abilities really make use of. There, Grab getting hammered here, Stooge taking a lot of damage there again. Stuck around with that Stooge too much, gonna lose it. Definitely, again, me whiffing it a bit there. We got more troops rhyming now here. Route caught out in the open, taking damage. Glenn is flanking him, but caught here.
Victory point lost.
Quick bound grenade here on the MD-42. Probably won't get a wipe, or will I? Maybe? Anyways, more troops pushing. We got the Stug as well here. Dashing forward for Deutschland. Mechanized assault group then already as well here in the wings. Almost had the MD-42 there, but no dice. So and then broke through the southern flank of the 3rd Infantry Division, Baker Company, and forced them back. It definitely should have been a bit more careful that Stug there, threw it away. Going for the Panzer Company here instead of going for the Mechanized assault group. At this point, figuring I might as well just go for some panzers, but also just setting up for training in the Star Storm instead of calling them in. And again, sometimes the decisions you have to make.
The enemy have taken our territory.
Last Panzer Company allows you to get the armored Sarge, goes from the Stugs, which helps keep them alive a bit more. So there's obviously some value in that as well. But so far, American force moving through here. Panzerguns hitting back there with training, tenacity, and a lot of guns. But not as many as the Americans have guns. Panzer Company almost done. Pawnee is busy seizing the southern points there. Panzer Grenadiers on the move once more. Of course, there's been a bit of merge there. And we got the mortar there, of course, still at it. Tank depot now there of Snailman. And there we go. Veteran 3 Panzer Grenadiers, then of course combined with automatic fire is not ideal news for infantry. But there you go. MD4 to the rescue here for Snailman. Commanders charging in the support of the Rifle Squad here further south. Now the Commander Squad wing catching the Pioneers here on the flank possibly. Withdrawing from the center, the men of the Hammond Göring Pachino Panzer Division withdraw. Panda 4 there on the way, adding in some Panzerwaffe here alongside the Stugs.
Panzer 4 is field ready.
North here getting swarmed from all sides here as he just pulls in with infantry.
Taking a victory point.
And the Panzerguns there being overwhelmed as well here.
Pioneer infantry killed.
Lost the Pioneer Squad. Got wiped here. Who had that Panzer 4 already? The Panzerkampfwagen 4. Commanders on the move.
Enemy forces have captured a victory point.
Tank depot almost done. Got Mark vehicle unlocked there, because of course the Weasel, though enough didn't go for the version of the Pack Howitzer, considering how late it's gone for anything, they could arguably gone for that instead. At least it's an option to consider. Triple cap here from Snailman. Pushing ahead with the Panzerwaffe, looking to clear out the Americans here from the center of Pachino in the south. Panzer Grenadiers moving forwards. 2 squads there. In the center of our squad taking a massive hit. Stug versus the commandos there. We got the Starstorm on the way there finally. Stug charging off the commandos in the south here. Infantry fighting out here. Heavy automatic fire, but the Germans definitely with a lot more assault rifles to hold the upper hand here. Starstorm squad almost done. Machine gun there. Pulling back as the Panther 4 rumbles ahead. And of course here we do notice that Mr. Snailman lacking any anti-tank until the one. In fact, he goes for another rival squad on top of this. I mean, he's actually going to have 7 squads of infantry. He's also going for Hellcats here. 7 squads is definitely where, say, things get very risky. Like, either you end up blobbing, you just start losing, like, control of where units are, and you start losing them. So, again, I'm not saying can't do it, but it's definitely like, you know, 7 where you really have to, like, be careful, and definitely requires, I think, more training and experience with it. Meanwhile, up to, like, just 5 squads of infantry. Of course, it does also help. He's got, you know, the ability to, like, you know, get a 25% discount on his units, so again, he can at least manpower-wise maintain them better, which of course is the other issue with having that much infantry. You're gonna bleed. Anyways, Hellcat charging in, engaging the Panther 4, going in hard on the side here. Still needs to respond. I do obviously like the Pack 40 here in theoretical reserve. I might have forgotten about it at this point, since it just hasn't seen any usage for, well, almost 20 minutes at this point. Swarming in the center, mine goes off here, killing Bobby and Dean. And go Rascal taking air fire. Then we got the Starstorm catching some of the forces, but they get caught with infantry at the same time. American forces just breaking through here. A massive push there out of Snailman. Stu getting hit here. Snares going off. Panzer's aces moving up. Pack 40 finally getting, you know, the call to get into action. Unable to enjoy their second Vice Spear. And there goes, scoring a wipe here now. Damage entering the Stug. Blown out. Transmission ruined, who knows? Pack got a bit too far ahead. Panzer moving to block the Americans. Panther 4 Prime coming fast as well. They got the Veterans 1 ability activated for increased rate of fire. Commanders fighting out here as well. Grenades exploding. There we go. GR's forced back here. Commandos also forced to withdraw here in the face of Ace Panzer Grenadiers with automatic fire, which, as mentioned, is a bit of a nightmare to deal with on the receiving end. Now we got a BAR as well there for some automatic fire. And it's 2 Ace Panzer Squads moving forward. See Iron Cross, second class, charging through the main line here as Snailman and the 13th Division abandon the town once more. Armor, though, causing heavy need repairs here. Hellcat also need repairs, and of course there's a lot of healing and reinforcing need here for Snailman. Sneak up at the southern point with his pilfered MG42. Panzer Grenadiers and Starstorming in there. We've finally fixed up. You can see there's Snailman setting up for another push. We've got 199 versus 124. Going for the armoured side coast there. Or Schutzen. Charging the infantry. This should get a bit risky, but with infantry to screen the flank, at least figure I got enough time to, like, you know, give me a warning for the Stug if I need to get it out of there. Plus I got the Pack 40. Meanwhile, he's rushing moving further center with the Hellcats and Engineers. Almost got the infantry to the Stug. Again, point blank blast a bit whiffy, and then sometimes you get a shot like that that just, you know, utterly obliterates. Meanwhile, Commander charging in there, going for the corner push here, catching the Starstorm, and then we got the Panther 4 though, trying some covering fire here, and the Panther Squad flanking in from the northern side, Starstorm coming up here, and we got the Stug there at least holding up some infantry. White Fosses on the Pack 40 here, brutal throw there out of Snailman, the Starstorm forced back, but having suffered no casualties, they all need is healing actually, which is fairly lucky for me. Meanwhile, Snailman keeps up here, it seems, or perhaps not. Only in the south here, where there's just a Stug.
We are to be commanded.
Apparently he's not learned his lesson vis-a-vis the Stug and its firepower. Meanwhile, fresh engagement in the centre is actually find some reserves to plug in here. And met with the Panther Squad at ace level and the Panther 4. Commanders catching the Pioneers here with their Johnsons. Another Stug up. Because at this point, I just want more armor at a discount. Mostly to fight the Hellcats a bit more economically efficient, as I find the Panther 4 tends not to be the ideal choice there. And of course, I still have point blank blast. It's not like I'm heavily surrendering anti-infantry ability. Plus, of course, the Stug with armored side skirts looks damn awesome. Depends with the SS of commanders to the flank end here. There you go, point blank blast here.
Our anti-tank gun is out of commission.
Of course, at this point, the way they're constantly shifting so many activated abilities to toggle abilities, I do feel like they should do the same with point blank blast and just switch it out with high explosive rounds like proper. Which honestly I do like a bit more in some respects. French grenades off here, Panther 4 going for the Hellcat, lots of explosions, Commandos go down, ripped apart there in a hailstorm of shrapnel and bullet fire there. You see here that Snailman is once more forced to abandon the town centre. Here's German troops pour in. Well, a fair bit of my armour is in need of repairs now, but I do at least have the Pioneers for it, and I do have some Stooks in reserve to at least keep up pressure. We got 124 to 100 points, pretty close here. We got 105 Sherman out here for Snailman. Of course, he's starting to realise that my infantry is actually becoming a big headache, and more crucially, that his riflemen, in particular with the losses he's suffering, can't really match them at this point. He does need to bring in something that can sort of more aggressively hit my Panzer Grenadiers. Because even his Veteran 3 riflemen are actually struggling with them, and the non-Veteran 3 riflemen are getting absolutely destroyed by them. That's causing some problems for him, particularly when also got armor that is, like, you know, capable of dealing with the infantry as well. So, there's a lot there going on, and of course this forces Snailman to, like, you know, make a series of, you know, calculations and try to, like, figure out a new path here. Of course, another option would be just to go for a lot of regular Shermans, as they I think better than most people give them credit for, but the other thing is still both deal with infantry and armor. Got another push for the center here. German infantry not quite dug in, but at least somewhat in prepared positions here. Machine in the south here. They're finally got it back, and of course I might just be about to lose it if I'm not careful. Got troops to flank in. Nice flank there by Snailman. Thumbs up to that. And got my armoured unit there built up again. A mix of Stooks and Panther 4, which, as a fun fact, as to all went on, it wasn't entirely uncommon to see a mixed Panther 4s and Stug units in the German Panzer divisions either. I don't think they necessarily mixed the platoons, but you might see, like, you know, that of a town had a mix of Panther 4s and Stug companies. In 40, Hellcat engaged. There we go, popping the veterans one. Actually, popping Blitzkrieg here. There we go, Hellcat down, Panther 4 going in south here. Stooks charging in, engineers in trouble here. We got 95 as 92. Got the commandos hard at work here. Stooks charging in, counter-attacking. And there you go, point blank blast being used while in Blitzkrieg. Of course, he quickly turns the corner, which I should have seen coming. Comes to the catch from Ralph's Court. Panther 4, they're just having it going for a half track now, just to mechanize my troops actually. So in quick response to things going on there.
We have 75 points remaining.
There you go, commandos flanking in here. Grenadiers, Starstorm, Panzerman to the center here. Stu kaput. GIs forced back here in a sea of fire and shot. After they getting ready to move out some trooping. And then Panther quickly counterattacks. You see Snailman is just struggling. We got delayed fuse bombs out of his mortar towards the center. Bit of a rare sight there nowadays. Almost all USF players goes for air shells because they are absolutely superior. This is infantry.
50 points remain for us. You must do something.
Pushing for the Northern Victory Bomb. We got 50 versus 92 here. Panther will catch the 105 of Sherman. Another Hellcat is on the way here for Snailman, but will it be enough? After being rushed northwards here. Stooks and Panzers pushing through the northwestern ruins here of Pachino. As a half track rapidly moves in to drop off troops up north here. And a machine gun. And certainly will allow me to, like, maintain a more cohesive or effective defense, because I can just quickly shift troops from, like, you know, hotspot to hotspot.
The enemy is down to 75 points.
Making it a bit hard for my opponent to just catch me off guard here, but also maybe means I can, like, you know, catch my opponent a bit more off guard as well there.
What are your orders?
Even updated the sounds a bit on the half track. Nice.
Ready for you,
Thumbs up to that. Lone Pencil coming south. Hellcat swing in there from the south. A Pack 40 is back in action alongside the Stug and the Panther 4 here. Hellcat getting smashed. Panzer the Raider here needs to drop out of the half track though. 50 versus 46, and there you go, quickly getting out, but not quick enough here. I'm going to lose the half track, I think, unless I get very lucky. German troops counterattacking into the storm of fire here out of the Americans. But we got the Panther 4 flanking in here, going for the Hellcat first though. Troops are getting mauled here in the center. It's an absolute meat grinder of brutal proportions here. Gonna be picking up, you know, bullets for like years. And there you go, GG out of Snailman in the end here. In the end, it was a victory for the German army. They were certainly hard-fought one with a lot of casualties, but then I pulled through the new... I think one of the reasons I wanted to cast is just to highlight the Panzers, I think, are much better than they used to be. Like, they are quite good with some experience. Then also to highlight how you can make good use of the Stuks as well to an extent. Obviously, it was not, I think, the best highlight I could have found here, but still, it was pretty solid. And of course, it's worth noting, of course, to an extent, I didn't know what it's going for because I played several times before, and I typically lost onto them because I'm just not used to, like, someone going that hard and just rifling instead of commanders, so it did take me a while to find a counter, but again, going for a lot of Wehrmacht Panzer that is definitely helps your opponents starting going hard on the Allied infantry. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. You'll learn something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment. This is ImperialDane to you, saying cheers and see you all tomorrow for another episode. Bye, everyone.